Yo, what's going on, YouTube? Welcome to the Risk Taker Sports Gambling Network. I'm Colby Covers, and I'm here to give you 5 tips to help you become a better sports gambler in 2025. The first tip we'll be going over is understanding odds. What are odds? Odds are like the probability of a team winning. You have favorites, who are usually minus 110, minus 120, minus 200, and then you have underdogs, who are plus 100, plus 200, plus 500. An example betting on a favorite would be if you take a favorite that's minus 110, you would have to bet $110 just to win $100. If you were to bet $100 on an underdog, you would make significantly more money. So, for example, if you bet on an underdog that's plus 400 and they win, and you bet $100 on that game, then that $100 will turn to $400. One thing to remember is the favorite does not always win. That's why you have to put in countless hours of studying, actually watch these games, go to these games, just so you can learn these teams and these tendencies to see what actually happens in the games. Um, the favorite doesn't always win. If the favorite won all the time, then the books wouldn't be making any money. Make sure y'all tune in to the rest of the video so you don't miss any of these tips. Also, I might be giving away something special at the end, so make sure you stay tuned. Tip number 2. This is a tip I should have used when I first started sports gambling. So, the tip is make sure we are using multiple sports books. We cannot stick to one sports book. I know we get so accustomed to what the sports book app or what it looks like, and how simple it is to use, but sometimes that can hurt us. We have to make sure we are maximizing our profits. Each sports book sets their own lines, so all the lines are totally different. So we have to be able to do our due diligence, shop around, and figure out which line works best for us. So, for example, if you look right here, it's one game, the same game, but there's different lines and there's also different odds. So, what we have to do is shop around, figure out which one is the best, which one that we want to take, that's the best odds for us that we like, and we take that odd or we take that line on that sports book. By being able to shop around for different odds, we're able to maximize our ROI or return on investment. And that's the most important thing when it comes to sports gambling. We want to make sure we find the best odds so we have the best ROI. All sports books have different promos. So some might have touchdown promos, some might have 30% boosts, some might have 25% boosts. So by looking at that as well, we might be able to boost that odd or win more money by using this sports book because we have the promo. So that's why it's so important that we focus on using multiple sports books. Tip number 3, do not get too big too fast. And you're probably like, Kobe, what does that mean? What that means is just because you know sports or just because you know the sport doesn't mean you know what the bookmakers are thinking. I was a former athlete and I had issues with this when I began sports gambling. I thought because I knew this team was going to win that they would cover too. That's not always the case. What I would do if I was starting out again, I would start with very low increments to see where I go, to see what my ROI is, and then to see if I'm really making money and I'm understanding what I'm doing before I throw a whole large lump sum on a team that I didn't do any research on, any studying on, put a whole bunch of money on them, and then they lose the game. And then now you're asked out. Sports gambling is not a get rich quick scheme. It's not. It's if you're a sports gambler, you're in it for the long game, which is why you want to see a ROI, which is why you want to be smart when making these decisions and making these bets. We're not here trying to put $100 to win $1 million. That's not what we're trying to do. We're here to win the long game, make a profit every week, every day. You're not going to profit every day. You're not going to profit every week. Some days, some weeks, you're going to take losses, and it's okay. That's part of the game. But you just got to keep staying consistent, keep driving, keep putting in that work, and I promise you, you'll see a ROI. Tip number 4, and I'm smiling because y'all gonna probably hate me for this, but y'all have to limit the parlays. Have to. Parlays are sucker bets. Those are the reasons why all the sports books are promoting them. The sports books are giving you promos for SGPs. You see it on every billboard, every TV commercial. Those are sucker bets. That's how the sports books are making their money, because you're betting a parlay. It has to be limited. You have to slow down with the parlays. The 22 legs, the 10 legs, the 15 legs, even the 6 legs are not good bets. You are making the sports books rich because you continue to put parlays in. It's not a good bet. I'm not saying that you have to stop doing it altogether, but you have to stop the 5+ leg parlays. When I do a parlay, I try to keep it to 3 max. I find 2 to 3 things that I like. I don't like the main spread on them, or I don't like the spread on them. I'll take the money line for it, and put it together, and then I'll win some money. It might be when I put those 2 parlays together, it might end up to be a -120 parlay, or sometimes it could be a +110 parlay. But I try to stay to that range right there, because those parlays are sucker bets, and you can lose a lot of money and mismanage your bankroll, as we're about to talk about now. Tip number 5, and the most important tip I probably can give you: manage your bankrolls properly. I'm gonna say it again. Manage your bankrolls properly. And what I mean by that is, first of all, let's break down what a bankroll is. A bankroll is the amount of money a bettor has set aside to bet with. For example, somebody might have a $10,000 bankroll. Somebody might have a $1,000 bankroll. For a newbie like you might be at $100 bankroll. With that being said, you have to be able to manage that bankroll properly. The number one way you can manage your bankroll properly is making sure you stick to 1 unit size and 1 unit size only. For example, if a bettor has a $10,000 bankroll, usually they use maybe 1% to 3% of your bankroll per bet. So with that being said, if I had a $10,000 bankroll, I would take $100 to bet on each of my games. If you can focus on these 5 betting tips, I guarantee you will see a return on investment in your betting journey. Remember, we're playing the long game. This is not a get-rich-quick scheme. After watching this video, I guarantee you understand how to read the odds. You know how to not only use one sports book, you have to use multiple sports books so you can find the best lines. You cannot try to grow too big too quickly. You have to limit yourself from parlays, and you have to manage your bankroll properly. If you can do those 5 things, I guarantee you're going to have success in sports betting. I appreciate you guys for staying and watching to the end. Like I said before, if you stay and watch to the end, I might have something special for you, and I do. I'm going to give away 3 free picks in college basketball that I love today. The first game I want to take a look at today is the Morgan State and Central game. This game will be played in Baltimore, Maryland at 4 p.m. this afternoon on the campus of Morgan State University. I'm on Central here. Central dropped their first conference game at Coppin State. It's a close game, but I think LaVelle Moulton will have these boys ready to go here. Like I said, they've been waiting a couple days to play this game. They're trying to get back on the right track, and I think they're a way better team than Morgan State. So I'm going to take Central here. Morgan State is just terrible. They haven't won too many games. They haven't really played any competition, so I'm definitely on Central here. For my second game, I'll be looking at the Kentucky at Georgia game. This game will be played at 7 p.m. tonight on the campus of the University of Georgia. I'll be looking at the Georgia money line here. Georgia comes back home off losing to a tough Ole Miss team, and Kentucky comes in off a big win to a good Florida team, a Florida team that has chances to possibly be in the Final Four this year. I'm gonna look at Georgia here. I think Kentucky comes in here a little rusty. And Georgia comes in here ready to smack them in the mouth. They're back home, so I'll be looking at Georgia right here. And for my third free pick, I'll be looking at the game Tennessee and Florida. This game will be played at Florida. I'll be looking at Florida plus the points here. Florida just came off a big loss against Kentucky, and I think they figure out a way to either win, pull it out, or keep the game close against Tennessee here. Tennessee actually has the longest active winning streak right now at 14 games, but I think Florida at home, they figure out a way to keep it close here, and they cover the spread. So I'm gonna take Florida. I want to thank you guys for staying with me throughout this whole video. Make sure y'all like this video if y'all want more content like this. Make sure you subscribe to the channel and always stay risky. I'll see you on the next one.